I'd just hop on really quick and do a collective reading for you guys. I'm using the Akashic deck, and the reason is because I was really looking at the astrology again this morning, and we have 6 retrograde planets at one time. So I kind of wanted to ask, like, Spirit, like, what is collectively happening with this retrograde? You know what I mean? Like, in the Akashic records, there is a plan. I promise you there is. So that's kind of what I wanted to ask, is just about the collective energy. I do have the light workers deck out here, and I thought maybe I might ask about light workers. So first we're going to ask the Akashic deck, and we're going to see what's going on with all the planets in retrograde. I think there are 6, and then there's, will be 7 if you count the shadow period. So, like, what is the point of that? I feel like when I read it this morning, it's about, like, letting go of things that don't serve you anymore. Really big changes coming. Hi, Dan. How's it going? I'm doing a collective reading about the retrogrades. Like, I kind of want to know, what the gist is, but for the collective, because I just want to know. I think part of it is about, like, letting go of like, emotional drama. You're realizing, like, no, you're above that. You don't go into that negative place. You know what I mean? I feel like it's about speaking your truth, and I feel like it's about miracle changes, healing gifts, not taking part in the war that's going on. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever the war is, like, just kind of almost just surrendering it to Spirit. Like, whatever you want, Spirit. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot of, I think this is all about the Mercury coming in, King and Queen of Scrolls. So, like, about speaking your truth, and how it can change your vibration, change your path. And then, yeah, the Archangel Raphael is here as well. So he is the miracle worker. So I feel like there could be miracles coming, possibly like in your home situation, like with your family. What's the overall? The Willow. Time of peace, enjoy it. This is your strength. This is building a strong foundation and standing confident in your truth. That's what I'm saying. Like, I see it here too with the King and Queen of Scrolls, and how speaking your truth, or putting it out there, however you're going to do it, it's part of your plan. So that could be something that's happening during the Mercury retrograde, which is coming, I think, August 24th. It's right after Venus goes direct. How's it going, Dan? How are you? Let's see. I feel like the way you feel about things, like, there's healing coming, and it's for all of us. And I think that I kind of picked up on that in the other readings I was doing. Like, I just feel like this retrograde is kind of like putting us maybe on a new timeline. You know what I mean? I think it's mostly about letting go of shit that doesn't serve you anymore, right? I really feel like there's a strong urge here for creation, like you having heightened intuition and learning something, or like, again, sharing your truth. Like, so maybe you're writing a book, but this Akashic Library card also comes with the message that, you know, from this point forward, and it doesn't matter when you're looking at this video, from this point forward, you really get to write the rest of your story. What do you want it to look like? You know, where are you vibing at? I think the retrograde is kind of making us all think about that stuff, you know? Retrograde, they remind us, they help us reassess, you know what I mean? Recall all the REs, you know what I mean? Like, we're rewinding, we're looking at past things, and we're realizing, you know, what doesn't serve us and what does. Um, I do feel like all of us are going to kind of understand our stability within ourself. You know what I mean? Um, I feel like there's going to be really a lot of healing coming through us. And I think some of us will be healers, you know, or will understand that gift a little bit deeper. Okay, so I'm going to pull a few more cards from the heart. The Tarot of the Heart. Good, we're headed out for a little while to get a better half, a new bed. The better half, a new bed. You don't want a new bed, just her? I got a new bed about 15 years ago, and I still feel like it's new. I do that with everything. Well, I just bought that. Why is it broken already? Oh, wait, it was 20 years ago. Okay, so let's clarify the Ark of the Covenant. This is the one about not being caught, you know, pulled into the drama thing. It's the first card that came out. So I kind of feel like this is pretty important. Could be about love. And, you know, this card is also about a choice. So I guess, like, you get to choose whether you want to be in the drama or not. But I kind of feel like you're figuring out how to master your own heart. Becoming the master of your own destiny here, choosing that, realizing your power. I think the retrogrades are reminding us of all of that. Like, we're in the middle of the Venus retrograde, right? So that could be reminding us of old love relationships, that kind of thing, you know, making a choice, understanding, you know. I feel like also, yeah, the share the love card is here, which is like, you know, being kind to others, and that's what is healing to you. It's also healing to them. So I feel like the retrograde is going to kind of maybe remind you of that, or maybe someone from the past is coming in. Could be a could be a stable energy, like an earth energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Maybe they're coming in to apologize, or they say something nice and it heals both of you. I can see that happening in the retrogrades as well. Let's see. Uriel and the Sphinx. It's time to dig into your truth and get clear on what you believe. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of times, like, you know what? Like, I feel like this whole spirit journey is pretty lonely. You know what I mean? Like, there's not a lot of people on it with me. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I feel like understanding and owning your truth can be lonely because, you know, some people are just so set in their beliefs, and then some people are open to accepting whatever spirit gives them for information. And sometimes it's not like what you were grown up with, you know what I mean? And so I feel like you might be kind of feeling by yourself in this journey, but spirit is saying, like, choose your battles here. And this card is about 3 chakras. It's about your solar plexus, it's about your heart, and it's about your throat chakra. So I feel like, you know, maybe all of these could be a problem for you, but I see the one closest to me, the head closest to me is the blue. So it's about speaking your truth, you know, about what's in your heart. And it's deep. It's deep. And yeah, Spirit is asking you to just trust this process. Go ahead and work at it at your own pace. Let your higher self lead you, because you really are totally on track here with the Ace of Swords. Like, it's a new direction, it's a new life for you, but you are going according to what your higher self is guiding you to do. That feeling inside, those chakras all lighting up, and it feels right. It is a Wheel of Fortune moment. That's the go with the flow card. So I feel like we're all being put on a new timeline, you know, and Spirit is asking you to just go with it. Just go with the flow, go with the flow. So tell me why this King of Scrolls is here. She's on oxygen and I'm on, make like a medical lab with our oxygen line. Separate beds is where it's at. Oh man, that sucks. Okay, so this King of Scrolls, it's about the truth that you're receiving. You know what I mean? I feel like you've been in the shadows of your own life. It's kind of telling me that, like, you haven't shared your truth with anyone, you know, yet. Or maybe you're doing it a little bit, but you're really stepping up here. Like, this is a big card. It's the Emperor. It's like you get this new piece of knowledge and then you just take off with it. It's part of the plan. Go with the flow, remember? Tell me why the Queen of Scrolls is here. She's also got some new information here. There could be like a, you know, a vibe match for you here with the King and Queen of Scrolls. Like maybe a teacher or someone, right? Someone that's helping you kind of blossom, kind of come out of your shell, kind of see your soul for what it really is, that big, beautiful ball of light that is your life force. You know what I mean? So I feel like you're getting a lot of knowledge through the retrograde, you know, like it's reminding you or showing you how things were and how they can be, right? And then the Six of Forces. This is about, you know, Six of Forces is about Six of Wands. So it's about making your mark. It's about people noticing. It's about your truth causing an imprint on the earth and all of its dwellers. With this card, the waterfall. You see how that water, that truth, is cutting a mark even in that mountain, like it's leaving a mark. And you are too. People are going to notice you. People are going to understand who you are. And it's about, like, well, all of the pain that you've been in, that all the pain that you've gone through, right? So that's how you're leaving your mark. So, you know, I mean, this is right above the Akashic library. So I'm feeling like book again. Like, I don't know why I keep saying that, but I feel like there is a strong urge for us to write our truths. Even if it's just to reframe the thought, you know what I mean? Like if you look at it from your soul's perspective, perhaps, right? So I feel like the miracle worker here, I feel like honestly, like you feel like you don't really know which way to go here with that Eight of Swords. You're kind of hopeless and helpless. You're like, what should I do? And then the Archangel Raphael comes in and says, what do you want? I'm the miracle worker and I'm going to make it happen. So I feel like you have a lot, we collectively have a lot of energy from the other side during the Lion's Gate and through the retrograde, because it's never easy to be reminded of our past, to like rethink our past, right? But so next what's happening is this divine physician. There's healing coming. This could be a healing for you, But it can also mean like you're learning how to heal other people, which is a beautiful gift. Could be with your words, could be with that book we're talking about, right? But I feel like some of you are kind of like not wanting to do this. You don't want to put yourself out there. But Spirit is saying like, you're stronger than you know. And this is what needs to come out. Like, you don't see your own strength. But I think through the retrograde, I think you're going to be reminded of it. Reminded, you know, retrograde. 6 of Roses. So this is the one where, you know, it's almost like you're in a battle with your own soul, right? So there's a shadow side and a light side. And the card, when you read on it, it's really about just giving up the fight. Like, this isn't worth my time. Like, I'll just surrender whatever happens here. Clarify that, Spirit. Clarify the 6 of Roses. Yeah, win or lose. Okay, and then solar plexus. So I feel like whatever this fight is between you and your higher self, I mean, you're going to be feeling it. You're going to want, you know, your human side wants to do one thing, and your soul wants to really blossom. It wants to come out. It wants to shine. And I feel like where you're going to feel this is your solar plexus. Tell me about the Akashic Library, Spirit, for the collective. Tell me about the Akashic Library. So, heightened intuition, self-creation, it starts with love. It starts with your heart chakra. Yeah. I feel like if there's been any kind of sadness, I feel like you're popping out of it. I feel like your heart is lit up, and so are you. I feel like you're getting an enlightenment. And it's also under the Akashic Library, or it's like clarifying the Akashic Library. So I feel like, you know, maybe this is part of what you're writing about. You know what I mean? Is your journey, your heart-led journey, and how you came out of it. You know, how you came out of this sadness and isolation. Like, how did that happen? And I feel like that's what you're writing about, dude. Tell me about the 3 of Forces in the bird's nest. Tell me about the 3 of Forces in the bird's nest. This is the 3 of Wands, so it's like 3 of Wands would be what? It's someone coming in to offer to help you in the regular one, right? Wow. So you've got the 8 of Wands here. And it's called success and growth. So I feel like what you're manifesting, you're putting more effort and understanding who you are and how important you are. And I feel like you're going to be successful when you feel this energy. Like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I feel like something's happening where you feel very like your life story is touching people. You know what I mean? Your life story is food and nourishment for other people. Just the way you did it, the way you came out of it, the way you worked through the pain. Spirit is like taking you on a journey to remind you of who you are, where you've been, and realize the fact that you get to go where you want from here. You know, you really get to choose. The Akashic Library, you know, that means you get to pick up the pen and write the rest of the story now. So now I'm going to ask this light workers deck. I'm just going to get a couple of Joni, how are you? see you here. I'm gonna ask the light worker, deck. I think that's what it's called. It's Rebecca Campbell, anyways. Okay. So yeah. So I feel like, yeah, during all of this changing and where I put this, shoot, the priestess is sitting on top of the king and queen of swords in the akashic, but in the tarot of the heart is saying, the priestess, you are being called to step up and lead. So there's the lead card, and there's the blossom card. So you're being called to step up, speak your truth, and lead people. Lead people maybe to an awakening. Warrior woman also came out. This is, have you answered your deepest calling? And I feel like it's got something to do with you're feeling like you don't know what to do. You know, you're feeling a little bit lost. But it's saying like, have you answered your deepest calling? And then the great gathering, it's all coming together, intuitive hit soul tribe. And I feel like I have gotten that message quite a bit whenever I've used these cards, the great gathering. And I kind of think that is what's happening. Especially this one about getting off the field. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be at odds with yourself. You and your higher self can't be at odds if you're doing a great gathering, right? You pretty much have to surrender to the soul. You do, because it's kind of their call anyway. Right? It's their, we're just here in a body. Spirit, can you give me some, I need some, advice. Yeah. So, take care of yourself. Love yourself. There's a new understanding coming about something, about karma, about something that wasn't fair. There's a new thing coming. Like, even if it's just you, like reassessing it and going like, I think I get it now. You know what I mean? You're finding out the justice in something. I think you've been kind of guarded, detached, sad, maybe because of a separation with a masculine. So it could be like a dad, a brother, yeah, and then self-love comes out again. So I'm kind of like, this is the this is the advice, right? You need to really take care of yourself. And when I was looking at all of the retrogrades today, and it's Jupiter, it's Neptune, it's so many, Uranus, it's Mercury, it's Venus, and Saturn, Jupiter. Yeah, anyways, it's all the big ones, right? And almost every single thing I read, it's reminding you to love yourself. Like, you have to love yourself first in order to in order to see the justice, you know, in order to see get the clarity on whatever you're trying to figure out. So the most important thing right now is you. So what does that mean? What does self-love mean to any of us, right? We have body, we have mind, and we have soul. So how do you love each piece of you? And do you make a conscious effort to do it every day? Do you know what I mean? Like, how do we love ourselves? Well, there's so many ways. Like, figuring it out, for one thing. Like, where do the chakras fit in? And our mind all open? Can I hear my higher self? You know what I mean? That's loving yourself. I mean, if you have a blocked anything, you're getting kind of messages that aren't perfectly clear, you know, if you have a blocked chakra system. So that might be one way, is to like delve into that, like what are the chakras, right? How can I help myself? What is it that's blocking me? All those things like coming into your head and really making sense even. So that's one way you could do it, is like making sure that that avenue of communication with your higher self is open, all chakras open and clear. And I also think it's important to like love your inner child and kind of go back and remember what that kind of stuff was that made you happy when you were little, you know. I mean, I know we all can't cartwheel and somersault, but what else did we like to do, you know? And where are we at with that? Do we do that with ourselves, you know? Do we make a conscious effort? High free will. um I think taking care of our body is important, and I think I've been like kind of guilty of not doing that, you know, like laying around feeling sad, you know, not really getting much exercise, not making good food choices, definitely not drinking enough water, you know what I mean? Like that. Like, how are we taking care of our body? I mean, just a simple little walk would help, right? So if you kind of just did that with the intention, like, I'm doing this because my body needs the exercise and I've been neglecting it, you know? I'm only saying all this because these retrogrades are taking us back, like reminding us of stuff in our past. And I think that, you know, we need to revisit like how we love ourselves, and if we're paying attention to our soul, and if we are in fact the leader of our own life or not. Because I mean, the truth is we really need to be aligned with our higher self in order to be the leader of our life, right? Because at the end of the day, this life was chosen um, and mapped out by our higher self. And I'm also wondering about like, how much research have you done on that? You know, like our soul left us a map. It did. We have a sun, a moon, a rising. We have a Venus. We have a north node. How much time and effort have you looked into that? Like even the numerology of it. Like, what's your life path number? What does it mean? Is it accurate? And then when it is, and you see the accuracy of it, are you digging further? Because that's why we have all this stuff. So that we can know the truth, the whole truth, you know? And then we can step forward and we're like, oh my fucking God, I really am the emperor. I really did plan my life. I really did. But this whole time, I haven't known it. I've been in the shadow. Here's your truth. And I think the truth is coming in, and it's giving you the ability to step up and go into your new life, you know, the new path that you want. Our world is changing, and we're all part of it. We're here for a reason. And I just feel like, you know, instead of fighting with that soul piece, maybe you should figure out what else it has in mind, or else just surrender all of it and say, okay, you know what? I get the ride. I get it. I'm on the ride, and I'm just gonna let you do it, you know? So there's all those choices you can make. But what I see is a wheel of fortune, you know, like we're talking about all the retrogrades, and it's saying like just go with the flow. When it reminds you of something, just process it. Talk to your higher self. Journal about it. We've gotten a lot of messages about writing the last, I don't know, 2 weeks. I feel like I just keep running into it. Like, you guys need to get this stuff out, and the reason is so that you can see it from other perspectives. You know what I mean? A lot of time we just look at it from our human, but what about the soul's plan? You know, why do you think the soul had you run into something? You know, some kind of I don't know, could be something sad, could be something hard, right? But I mean, at the end of the day, here's what you're realizing after all the retrogrades. Here's what you're realizing, that you're the tallest tree, and that everything you do affects everyone around you, you know, your community, your family. And I feel like you're understanding your purpose, that purpose of it, you know, like how important you are. Because I feel like a lot of times we don't know. We don't, especially if we're sad. We don't feel like we have any value at all, you know. Sometimes depression does that. You're like, fuck it, you know. But this is saying, like, there's a lot going on that some of us don't know about, like this great gathering. It's all coming together, intuitive hits and soul tribe. Like, we're gathering our soul tribe as we speak. They're going to be drawn to us. We're going to be drawn to them. I feel like we all have a very important role in what's happening with Pluto's changing, you know, and it's for the next 20 years. So I just feel like there's a lot of big changes worldwide. We've never even seen the energy of Pluto in Aquarius in our lifetime. It was over 200 years ago, you know. So I think 240 is how long ago it was in. Um, and I think honestly, they're all the retrogrades and stuff are important, but that Pluto movement is, it's a global thing, you know, and it is like stationed right over the United States. So you can see big changes. You're going to see big changes everywhere, but United States probably going to have a change, possibly in the way the government works or something. I'm not on any signs. I'm just doing a reading about the retrogrades. I kind of read about it this morning. But you know what I do want to tell you guys? I wondered if I should open with the song that I woke up singing. You know, that only happens once in a while, but the song is, it is collective, yeah. But the song is the song from the Beverly Hillbillies. And do you guys remember it? Okay, so I think I remember it because I've been listening to it in my head all morning. Listen to the story about a man named Jed, a poor mountaineer, barely kept his family fed. Then one day he was shooting at some crude, and up from the ground, no, he was shooting at some food, and up from the ground came a bubbling crude, oil that is, black gold, Texas tea. Well, first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. His kinfolk said, Jed, move away from there. He said California is a place he ought to be, so he loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly. So that's the song that's been playing in my head. Ha, ha, ha. What I was wondering, and I was called to do a collective reading today too, instead of, you know, all signs. So I feel like someone out there is about to hit it big with something. Yeah, black gold, Texas tea. Could be you, right? So I feel like that song is about getting rich. I feel like this reading is about finding value in yourself and the richness in yourself and the ability to step up and take charge of not only your own life, but also something very spiritual. I feel like maybe there's some of us that are very, very important in the growth of other people. And I feel like, honestly, it looks to me like there's someone that thought about moving away from this, because I see it down here. And it's a calling for sure, but there's some of us that are going to walk away from it. We're not going to answer the call. I see it right here. So you can walk away if you want to, but I mean, success, manifesting, and this 7 of fucking Pentacles is coming. So, like, I mean, you can walk away, but I feel like you're still going to end up here with this, knowing. knowing how important you are to the people around you, no matter what's going on. So that's what I got. I'm actually going to go to California in the end of October and maybe spend like, well, maybe till right before Thanksgiving. I'll probably come home for Thanksgiving, but I'm planning on going there. I was going to fly to see Joni, but I feel like with the way, you know, government and life is right now, I don't know about that. I don't know how safe that would be for either one of us. It's a really crazy time right now. So I'm going to go to California and I'm going to go to the big red trees. And I would love a partner. Dude, if you want to come, just not even kidding. Like I don't I'm not going by Texas though. I think it's I looked at it the other day and I was like, I wonder if I could stop and see Julie. But I feel like it's kind of far, you know, from where California is. I feel like California's going to be pretty far from here even. It's like 18-hour drive or something. But I kind of want to go there and hang out with those big red trees. I'm going to take my paints and try and just pick up on that energy. Can you imagine being around those trees that are as big as, like, I remember seeing pictures of a car driving through them. I just want to go there so bad. So, Julie, I would love it if you'd come. So if you can figure out a way to do that, let me know. I'm going to be leaving around. Well, I got an eye doctor appointment again in the end of October, so I got to be here for that. But then, because I was going to leave earlier, but then I have to go back. My eye it isn't exactly what they wanted it to be. And I think it's going to get, I think that cataract isn't done or something, you know. So they have to go in there and blast it out again. But yeah. So if you want to come, I'm going to be gone a couple of weeks. I don't know how you could do it. You could fly here. Where else am I going to be? I looked at it yesterday and I think I'm going to go through from here, go through like Coeur d'Alene, Spokane, and then Kennewick, like the Tri-Cities, and then Portland. And I do have a cousin in Portland I want to stop and hang out with for a day or two. And then I'm just gonna drive through the trees and I'm gonna hang out. I've never been there, and I hope it's not cold by October. I hope it's warm, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna sleep in my van. I'm not gonna rent a hotel. I mean, we could definitely bring a tent, but if I'm by myself, I'm definitely just gonna hunker down in the back of the van. It's pretty cozy. So that's what I'm doing. So yeah, if you want to come, and I mean, Erica, you live in California. So what part of California do you live by the big red trees? Because that's where I want to go. Is the big red trees. um, and I don't know if I'll go any further into California or not. I really don't. I think I have about 3 weeks before Thanksgiving, so I think I'm just gonna try and. You're in the Bay Area, so by San Francisco. That's a long way. I looked at it yesterday. Like how far, and I honestly am kind of scared of traffic like that. I don't know about it. It freaks me out. I hope I don't run into anything terrible like that. Oakland, not many trees here. Yeah. So that's where I'm going, is the big red trees. I just want to see them, feel them. And I was looking at the map and I was thinking, like, I feel like once I get into Oregon, I should go all the way to the coast. I do want to stop and see my cousin, but I don't feel like it's that far, just like maybe 2 or 3 hours to the coast. And then I'm going to just drive the coast all the way to, so I can see it. I'm pretty sure we went when I was little, but I don't really remember. You know what I mean? The trees, I just have a feeling. I've been wanting to go see them for such a long time. And um, I've made plans a few times with a couple of different people, and it never works out. And I even talked to my daughter about it. She goes, "Who's going with you?" And I'm like, "I'm going to go alone. I'm going alone." So I am going alone. And I was thinking, like, I really think it'd be fun if I just talked to you guys the whole time so I didn't feel alone. So I was looking into, like, how to do that, like, with the internet, like, how would I actually use the internet? Because I mean, like, I have my phone, but will I get good enough service to, like, do a live? I don't know yet. So I guess I'll just play it by ear. I'm glad, Joni. I'm so glad that that makes sense to you. I love you. And I know you've been in such a hard time, but honestly, all the retro, maybe that's why I was led to read it about the retrogrades, because there's 7 fucking planets in retrograde, either in shadow or, you know, or in full retrograde. So review, So what happened over the weekend could very well have been like just a huge wake up call for you about who can and can't be into your life. You know what I mean? I do feel change in the wind. Yeah, they do. They do. And honestly, sometimes really honestly, when someone's get removed out of your life, it never feels good. Think about it, you know. But I kind of had somebody removed out of my life a couple of weeks ago, and it was just like a huge. It was awful. But I've been thinking about it, and I'm like, well, obviously, thank you, Spirit. Like, thank you for showing me the truth of this person, so that I don't have to go through anything. I watched it all from the sidelines, and then and then they're just removed from your life. Thank God. Thank you for removing that person, right? Maybe a GoPro. Hey, that's a good idea. I don't have one. And I know it's not safe there, Joni. And I don't, honestly, I mean, I don't even think it's possible, because I would love for you to come here. I wish I could just scoop up you and Ruben and move you into my house. I really do. When I was in college, I worked with battered women. Not that you're a battered woman, but this is my personality. I did my internship working with battered women, and I just wanted to save all of them. I did. I have a big house, and I just wanted to bring them all here and help them and love them and take care of them and cook for them and just make them feel loved. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel about you too, but I don't know how we'd even do it. I really don't. I just don't think, with the way the governments are right now, that we can do it. So we just have to stay connected through the internet, I guess. Okay, so I gotta go and work in a garden now. Is there any burning questions anyone has for me today? Is there anything? Tomorrow's the 8/8 and the blue moon. I'm anticipating a large shift. Oh yeah. I mean, it's already happening. Like, I could feel it in my own self. And I keep wondering, like, where are you taking me, Spirit? Well, obviously to the big red trees first. You thought of one? What is it? How can I be more optimistic? Well, let's ask the Tarot of the Heart. I love this one. How can you be on the more optimistic side? I love that question. You always have good questions, Erica. Okay, so when I'm splitting the deck, I feel like it's asking you to reach out to your spirit guides, your angels, passed over people that are guiding you, you know, especially during times that it's challenging. Like, rely on them. Remember that they're powerful, right? Let me see. Okay, listen to your higher self. I feel like it's just getting tuned in. And also listening to that chakra system. Remember when these cards always talk about all the chakras are in this deck. So they come out, and I do feel like it's important, but I do feel like there's a new beginning coming for you. And it's new, brand new. It's probably spiritual. It's probably got something to do with understanding your purpose. And they're asking you to embrace it and then listen to your higher self. Like, your higher self is the one at the wheel, right? They're the ones that made the plan. So I feel like it's important. I feel like the human part of you is still looking in the past at something. Why? It could be something about your sacral chakra here. I'll show you why. Because these two cards comes out. Like, listen to your higher self. This is the High Priestess. And then embrace the new beginning. That's the Work card. So there's like an ending of a cycle and a new one. And your higher self's walking you through the new one, right? But the problem is, there's something super deep. Sacral chakra and the Four of Cups. It's like you're looking at this. Sacral chakra. Could be parents. Could be a lover, right? Anything kind of like connected to a womb energy, right? Because that's where the sacral is. It's like the womb area, or, you know, for a guy, it would be the same. It would just be like that life force energy, right? And I feel like you're really kind of stuck there, and Spirit's trying to show you something, but it's behind you. Like, you're looking at the thing that you lost, but the pearl of wisdom, the knowledge, is here. So basically all you would have to do is turn around and trust your higher self, right? Trust your higher self and take the leap, because you do have like a new beginning coming. There could be love coming in, Erica. That might be what you're manifesting. I think what you're doing right now is getting clear on what you really, really want. And I think that's important, you know, because like a lot of times we just want to start manifesting, but man, if we're in a shitty spot, we're going to manifest that same energy. I mean, that's something I have learned. Like, you've got to, you know, change your vibe. And honestly, Erica, I think you have a great vibe. You know what I mean? I think you have a high vibe from my perspective from over here. I feel like you listen to your higher self. All your comments are always positive, Erica. Let me see what else Spirit has for you. Yeah, meditate about something. Like, maybe what you're thinking about was some kind of karma that wasn't fucking fair, and you just can't get it off your mind. That's what I feel like. Yeah. Well, those hermit modes are the best. I mean, I know they feel lonely and stuff, but they really are. That's where you heal. You know what I mean? Like, you're breaking the chains that bind you here. You know, I feel like you are totally healing. Look at the other one, the sunshine card here. So honestly, if you can be more optimistic, if you could do something to be more optimistic, this is the card. I mean, it's about like seeing all the good shit around you. you know, instead of focusing on the one thing that's gone or the one thing that hurt you, or, you know, you're still like all up in your head about something, it looks like. Yeah. So if you focus on all the things that you have in front of you that are good, like Erica, your mom's still alive, right? So I mean, mine's not. And I wish she was. But I feel like, you know, like that part, like, you know, like, are you focusing on the fact that you lost your dad? Or are you focusing on the fact that you still have your mom? I'm just using that as an example. I'm not trying to pick on you. I'm just saying, like, you know, where are you at with it? Are you focused on what you lost? Or are you focused on what's still right there in front of you? Um, you know, like the fact that I mean, you travel too. So a lot of times, you know, people are poor and they can't afford it. So that's a lucky thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, look at all the blessings you have. Look at how beautiful your heart is. Look at all the people that you help. Look at all the kind things you say to people here. And every time I mention anything about, or Joni comes on here, and we all know Joni has a tough story, everybody sends Joni love. You know what I mean? There's a lot of beautiful things about you, Erica. And I just think, like, a lot of times, I mean, we just don't see it. What I'm seeing here when I picked all these cards is like you're going through major stuff. Like every single card on here is a major arcana, you know? I feel like your intuition is heightening. Like, of course, we have the Lion's Gate, so you could be getting really cool messages or dreams, or just knowing something yet that you didn't know before. It is a whole new world. I feel like you've been through a lot of healing. But like I said, like I just feel like you should let yourself shine, and also believe it. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like there when a lot of, like, if you had any kind of shitty relationship, which I kind of know you did, and it was hard to get out of it, and you kind of like, you broke the chain that bound you there, you're healed, and you're just shining like the sun, and that is your new life, you know. Just trust it, because spirit's the one guiding you there. You're meant to shine. I think you're one of those people who's attracting a tribe, you know. Like, I think you're one of the leaders when it comes right down to it, you know, to the whatever this is gonna turn into. I do feel like you're an important piece to the puzzle. Otherwise, you wouldn't have had so much stuff to learn, so much stuff to heal, and again, you're here for a reason, and I think it's important to know that. Yes, you are pointed in the right direction. What ritual can you do for the 8-8 portal? Well, I haven't even looked into it. But I'll tell you what, a few years ago, well, it's been longer than that, but I actually, I went and picked a bunch of flowers, and I made an 8 and an 8, so it looked like a big flower. I just did it on the ground. Um, and then I lit a candle in the middle, and I just said thank you. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I feel like it's important to just say thank you. But that's what I did. I don't really, um, what you said the other day about narcissists and twin flames hit me hard. I'm deeply processing, and it's feeling like it's releasing some of that yuck. Good, good, because I've been thinking about it too. I have no idea why that came out either. It just sort of came out. But I do feel like it's funny after I did that reading how many weird, on YouTube, twin flame videos came up on my feed. And one of them was about Kundalini rising. And I actually sent it to Julie, the Empress 1111 or whatever. What is she going by now? She was just here. You know who I'm talking about, Julie? Okay, Free Will 1111 now. That's what she's going by. But, you know, her and I have talked on the phone about twin flame. And I really don't. So what I saw a video on and what I sent her was a video about the Kundalini rising. And that's what I was talking about the crazy sex life, like the crazy sexual experience, like out of body experience during sex. I actually experienced that. And I really didn't know what any of it meant. I just knew that I didn't want to let that person go. Like I wanted only that for the rest of my life. It was so beautiful and so, I don't know. Anyway, when you look into it and you look at the Kundalini rising, like they basically open your whole chakra system and start your awakening. And that's what the video was that I sent to Free Will. But anyway, I do wonder if it was like, because I mean, I definitely feel like this person was like put in my path because it was so weird how we were where we were when we met. You know, we met at an airport. Neither one, I mean, I just couldn't believe the whole thing. But anyway, that whole journey has been like, whoa, 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 for me. I don't know what it's like for him. He just pops in and then leaves. And I don't get it. I don't get it. Because I feel like if it was like something that's meant forever, like shouldn't he have stuck around? But I don't know if a twin flame is really meant to stick around or if it's your other self going like, knock, knock, knock. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know if it's interesting or not, but it's definitely a weird feeling to have, you know, about someone. Like that you never want them to leave, or like they just gave you something that no one else did, right? So I met that person 7 months after my son died. And I don't know. And that was like so it'll be 4 years in February since I met him. And he just split. So I don't really know if I don't know if he's meant to be in my life anymore. You know, I don't think so. And that's the hard part of like letting it go. You know, like the mind fuckery, you know, like where did he go? And sometimes I wonder if he came into my life to like distract me from what was really going on. And that's that I lost my son and I could barely do anything, you know. And then I met him and then I started worrying about him instead, or both. Like I don't know. It was weird. But I definitely do feel like he was definitely my soul friend. At least he did a lot of good for me too. But sometimes good things also come with a lot of pain, and that's kind of how I see it, you know. Sometimes it's the pain that pushes you to grow. In fact, every time. Think about it. Anyway, I love you guys. As far as the 8/8 portal ritual goes, I don't have an answer. I think I would do deep meditation, probably out in my garden. I always like to invite in all the elements, like the air, the water, the fire, and the earth. So that's why I would probably do it in my garden, you know, and just take a candle and some water, maybe my journal. Because it's a time where the other side can reach us. I think that's why all the journaling messages have come out. Like, write about it, write about it, write about it. Like, what are they telling you? You know, what's your higher self guiding you to do? Write about it. And that way you could go back and look on it later, you know, and see exactly how that panned out, you know. So, hi Jackie, nice to see ya. And I'm gonna go and work on do my job with the garden, and I will talk to you guys probably tomorrow. I've got work all week this week, and then I'm planning on going to my home, like to Idaho. I want to take Coco with me, but kind of feel like that maybe there's something wrong with my van, so I don't know. I'm trying to talk myself out of it. It's so weird how stuck I am sometimes. Like I make a plan and then I talk myself out of doing it. That's kind of where I'm at with it. So anyway, I will talk to you guys probably tomorrow, maybe later in the day, because I think I am going to start working early, and then maybe come home and then I'll do a video then. I love you guys, and I hope you have a groovy day. And is tomorrow 8/8? I don't even know what the date is. Let me look. Yeah, it is. Shoot. And that energy is open till the 12th, so that veil is thin for like 5 more days. So yeah, you should take out some time and do some meditating and some writing. That's what I think. Anyway, you could also Google it. What kind of rituals are best for 8/8? I don't have the answer today. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.